In the blazing heat of the day, beneath the ancient oaks of Mamre, Abraham sat at the entrance of his tent, watchful, waiting. Suddenly, the Lord himself appeared. Abraham lifted his eyes and beheld 3 men standing before him. With urgent reverence, he ran to meet them, bowing low to the ground.
If I have found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought so that you may wash your feet. Let me bring refreshment so you may be strengthened before you continue on your way.
They answered, "Very well, do as you have said." Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. "Quick," he urged, "knead 3 seahs of the finest flour and bake bread." Then he ran to the herd, chose the choicest tender calf, and gave it to a servant to prepare. He brought curds and milk, the roasted calf, and set them before his mysterious guests. While they ate, Abraham stood nearby under the tree, attending them like a servant. "Where is your wife, Sarah?" the visitor asked. "In the tent," Abraham replied. Then one of them declared,
"I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son."
Sarah, listening at the entrance behind him, heard these words. Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years, and Sarah was well past the age of bearing children. In disbelief, she laughed to herself.
After I am worn out and my husband is old, will I now have this
But
pleasure?
the Lord spoke to Abram.
Why did Sarah laugh and say, "Will I really have a child now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord?"
Fear seized Sarah. She lied, "I did not laugh." But he answered, "Yes, you did laugh." As the men rose to leave, they looked toward Sodom. Abraham walked with them to see them on their way. The Lord thought to himself, "Shall I hide from Abram? What am I to do? He will become a great and powerful nation. All nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him to direct his children and household after him in a way of the Lord, doing what is right and just, so that my promises may be fulfilled." Then the Lord revealed,
The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the cry that has reached me.
The 2 men turned toward Sodom, but Abraham stood before the Lord. With trembling courage he drew near. "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous in the city? Will you really destroy it and not spare the place for the sake of the 50? The Lord answered,
If I find 50 righteous in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake.
Abraham pressed on, humble yet bold. "Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, though I am nothing but dust and ashes, what if the number falls short by 5? Will you destroy the city for lack of 5? Again and again Abraham bargained, 40, 30, 20, 10. Each time the Lord promised mercy for the sake of the righteous few. For the sake of 10, he said at least, "I will not destroy it." When the Lord had finished speaking, he departed, and Abraham returned home. And now consider this moment that echoes through the ages. The God who appeared in human form to share a meal with Abraham is the same God who hears every outcry, who weighs justice with perfect righteousness, and who invites bold conversation with those who walk in faith. He honors hospitality, confronts our hidden doubts, and declares that nothing is too hard for him. Even when promises seem impossible, even when cities groan under sin, he remains the judge who does right. and the promise keeper who draws near to listen.